Sydney McLaughlin-Leveroni has gotten well clear. Ireland in third with Rashida Adeleke. Oh, the baton has been hit from the hand of the Jamaican. For the second time in a global championship in 2024, the baton has been knocked from the hand of a Jamaican in the women's 4x4. The United States in front, Ireland in second, Netherlands in third.
The track and field action at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games ended with the men's and women's 4x400 meter relays. The Caribbean saw their last hope of another track and field medal fall in front of all our eyes. Jamaica's women's 4x400 meters relay team carried the last hope of a track and field medal on the penultimate day quickly fade away. Andronette Knight, on her second leg duties for Jamaica, had the baton knocked out of her hand in a collision with Ireland's Rashida Adeleke. USA's quartet of Shamir Little, Sydney McLaughlin-Leveroni, Gabby Thomas and Alexis Holmes won gold in an area record of 3:15.27. Netherlands took home the silver in a national record of 3:19.50, while Great Britain won bronze in a national record of 3:19.72. Gentlemen, joining the discussion as always, folks, J. Gordon, Anna Roberts and Chris Taylor. First off, Chris, Jamaica for the second time, as the commentator Ricardo Chambers mentioned during the race, the baton being dropped, and despair and depression swept through the many persons looking on across Jamaica and the rest of the world.
Yeah, big disappointment for the Jamaicans. On the track, this Olympics has been a big disappointment for the green, black and gold generally. But yeah, I thought a little bit irresponsible from Knight's perspective in that relay, probably holding the baton a little bit too loose, a little bit too near to the end. Changed her technique as she was going around the corner and brought out her arm a little bit too much. I don't think the Irish athlete did anything wrong. I just think that Knight should have been a little bit more careful. And in a relay, you've got to protect the baton as best as possible. And I thought from her perspective, this just wasn't good enough. What I didn't like though, and I hate to see generally when athletes, and I'm using hate because I feel very strongly about it, where athletes give up in an event. And look at Knight. Knight took about 15 steps after the baton was hit from her hand. She took about 15 steps before she even responded to where the baton had gone. There was no look. She didn't turn. Look at this. She continues her walk and then turns to the opposite side. No attempt to say, well, look, oh my gosh, what has happened? Let me get the baton, find it. I mean, yes, it would have been a hard task for Jamaica to get back in there and even get a medal. But the fact is, finish the race, put your heart on the line there, and that was a major disappointment for me.
Yeah, Jehu, really, really unfortunate that the baton would have been knocked out of the athlete's hand. You know, persons are saying that a collision maybe, but in my opinion, from what I saw, it was clearly a case of the baton not being held tight enough and just simply being knocked out of her hand with the natural movement of the hands.
Yeah, it is in her own right to protect that baton at all costs. And there are specific ways athletes receive the baton, certain ways they run with the baton for reasons like this. Given that this is a final, it is not to say if it was a heat, for example, something like that happened, they could have protested, they may have been reinstated in probably lane 1, given that it's a 9-lane track. But at this case, hey, Andronette Knight, all responsibility is on her. It is a shame because obviously this was one of the races we expected Jamaica to at least be medal contenders. It is the last event. Everyone is watching. All hopes was on Jamaica to close in a spectacular manner.
There are different techniques to hold the baton, right? Because I remember seeing a race with, I think, the Jamaica track athletes themselves. They actually grasp the baton in the middle of their hand and lock it on the inside of their forehand to ensure that it doesn't collide with anyone else. That's a good technique, I think, may have worked today.
Well, what you don't want to do is ever hold the baton too high up. But in her instance, she was holding the baton a little too low and a little too loosely for me. Given that in the 4x4, once you're out of the first leg, everyone cuts in, and then it's a free-for-all race after that. So there's a lot of bumping, there's a lot of pushing. But again, her main responsibility is to hold that baton and protect it as much as possible.
If she's on the inside lane, JU, why did she not have it in her left hand?
Comfort. Yeah, so most athletes, they receive it in their left hand and then they switch it over.
Especially if they're right hand.
Yeah, and they switch it over
but
to the...
coming around that corner, she have the inside. People couldn't fly around the outside. But anyway, I just say to Jamaica, track, not the field. The field was brilliant. In Trinidad and Tobago, we have a saying, you need a bush bat. Now, we need a bush bat across the board in every sport at this Olympics. But Jamaica track, you drop the baton twice. Your men can't pass the baton man hand looking for baton, feeling for baton, looking back for baton. You had a man in 100 meters lean and the next man out lean him and take a gold medal. You had the next one in the 110 hurdles, a man fall down and get a medal from you. I know what's going on in the camp, but a bush bat is necessary for my Jamaica track athletes this round. Oh my goodness.
Chris, what type of bushes do you all use for the bush bat here?
Good question.
Well, it's something that I think needs to be spoken about.
As we talk that, let me just say before I continue, Trinidad and Tobago, we send out our prayers to Kwesi.
For sure. Kwesi Brown, yeah.
Kwesi Brown, our cyclist. He had a very high speed spill as in the Karen as they were trying to reach maximum speed going around with about 200 meters to go. He hit his head badly. He seemed to be unconscious for a while, but he went off on the stretcher. He lifted his hands and got applause. So we hope that everything is okay. One. Secondly, I want to see if the officials at the cycling velodrome serious, because the cyclist from Kazakhstan push him down with his elbow. Coming around the corner, two of them getting up to speed, and the Kazakhstan rider took his elbow and threw him down. What does that do? What's the penalty? Disqualification? What? Let me see if the IOC cycling officials are very serious.
Interesting, and it will continue a trend if they do become very serious with that accident. It will continue a trend that the officials are large and in charge of the Olympics, because we've seen instances over the last 3 weeks where the officials have taken strong hold of different situations.
Correct.
And dealt with them severely.
It was totally unsportsmanlike. I don't know how many people saw it, but if you didn't see it, go back and watch the video. As they are coming around accelerating, Kazakhstan elbow takes Kwesi Brown, and these elbows on these cyclists, this strong, this powerful man who could bench press 330, 400 pounds and all kind of thing. And he pushed him down.
Well,
that is not allowed.
It will be discussed a bit later on as well. Hopefully we get a little clip on that. But the USA men's 4x400 meter won their race in Olympic record style. Rai Benjamin ran his leg in 43.18, a total a timing of 2:54.43, Jehu Gordon.
Yeah, that is where we see the strength of the 400 hurdlers come in. If we could jump over 10 barriers, then imagine putting us over the flat. And Rai Benjamin just proved to the world why he is the best 400-meter hurdler at this point. His 400 flat speed is out of this world. He probably split one of the fastest times, 43.1. I think one of the top 3 fastest time splits at the Olympic Games this year. So really, really impressive. One of the fastest 4x4s we have seen in some time. They were marginally off of the world record. So without their star runners too. Quincy Hall, the Olympic champion over 400 meters.
I mentioned that too because I saw him wait on the sidelines to celebrate with the women, and they were. It shows good camaraderie because the women now, USA won that race, the 4x4 relay in a brilliant time as well, an area record of 3:15.27 with Sydney McLaughlin-Levrone in 47.71. That was her leg.
Yeah, again, Sydney McLaughlin, right? going out there splitting one of the faster times. She was actually the world leader this year over 400 meters before Jamaica's Nakisha Price ran a blistering 48.5 at the London Diamond League. So again, that race, many area records, many national records, and season best outside of Jamaica, who did not finish the race. We could have probably seen one of the faster times also from them.
Just missed by 0.1, you know.
Yeah,
just
very close.
A second away from the world record. So it was a massive race.
Let me tell you, Ollie went past Rai Benjamin, run a little too fast.
No, we're going to come back to that. We're going to come back to that. Yeah, we're going to come back to that.
You studying Rai Benjamin and Leslie Tobago, the 200. Oh, okay, all right.
We're going to come to that.
Yeah. Well, that's how I did to know.
But here is
Rai get the baton in front.
But here is the race with the USA ladies winning. The baton dropped there earlier. But the USA ladies, together with Great Britain, going neck and neck at one point in time. But the USA ladies just went surpassed at the end.
And they had the 400 world record holder hurdler, and then they had Gabby Thomas, the 200-meter gold medalist, 4x100-meter gold medalist, and now 4x400-meter gold medalist. That was a blowout. I mean, that American team, they really should have taken that world record, because I don't think you're going to get a better 4 women. They missed it by 0.10. But to beat the rest of the world so far, they won by about 40 meters clear. It really was class. And to see McLaughlin and Gabby Thomas there, well done by the USA in that. That was no chance for anyone else.
It was absolutely no chance, Chris. We saw the USA women about half of the track in front of everyone else. So it really was a battle for second and third place position. And that battle was also quite intense.
Yeah, I think once they got the baton around, the United States were always going to win. I think it was just a case of whether they were going to break the world record. I think the third leg by, was it the second or third leg by Gabby Thomas? I think she actually didn't put out a full effort. If you look at her run, she kind of jogged into the last part. Now, had she gone guns out, I mean, maybe she might be feeling it after 3 rounds of 200. Sure. But had she gone guns out, I'm sure that they would have broken that world record in the end. But yeah, took it a little easy there with the lead, and maybe that's what cost them by 0.1. But awesome performance from the Americans, and a great battle. No surprise for Enke Bol, even though she's looked tired now based on all her runs, to provide that finish for the Netherlands yet again to get silver. A massive performance from them. And the Brits, I think most persons would have had them for a medal, and they got into thirds. With all the Irish exploits of Adeleke and company, they were unable to hold on, and fourth place a big disappointment.
Wait, it was England, Scotland. You mean England, Scotland, and Wales beat Ireland?
Yes, the Brits.
Congratulations to them.
Chris, the interesting thing about the US 4x1 team is there was only one person that placed in the top 3 at the US national trials in this final team here. We had Sydney McLaughlin, 400-meter hurdler, Shamir Little, a 400-meter also in her own right. Alexis Holmes, the only true bona fide 400-meter runner in that 4x4 final team.
Or third?
No, she placed third at the championships. Third at the championships.
Again, we saw diversification is the name of the game that we've seen in the games. Again, you're mentioning the diversification in this particular event as well. So the Olympics has shown up some new names popping up in between each individual event.
Well, to some extent, but also it is not necessarily who could run the fastest over on the flat, because some persons, once you put a relay baton in their hands,
different animal.
They transform into a different animal. Yeah. Some persons, for example, in the men, their personal best is 46 seconds, and you put them in a relay and they would split 44. So again, this relay here comes down to really good team selection and also having a great chemistry amongst these 4 ladies.
Over my years in coaching, that's what I'm going to say. Over my years in coaching, you tell the character of an athlete on relays. When you could come out, look at Femke Bol. For herself, she was tired, she was confused, she didn't run well. But put her with her 3 teammates and with her country flag, and she just finds the energy. Great athletes perform better for their team than for themselves.
So now you're understanding how upset I am at the fact that night on a team event, McPherson's last Olympics, who was going to run the anchor leg, didn't even get a chance to make a step, because her awareness when the baton went, there was no reaction until 15 steps later. And that for me is a major disappointment. You've got to show more team spirit, you've got to be more dedicated to the cause. Win, lose or draw, at the end of the day, you want to at least finish that finish line, complete the event, if possible. And where the baton went, she could have collected it, because it went into the outside lanes. She could have collected it and continue the race. So that for me was a
when it comes to relays, it's always about team and country first, never me. There's no I in team. And I know there was a really interesting situation with the Jamaicans this year at the national championships, trying to qualify, and 3 of their top 4 guys pulled out last minute, stating obviously that they were unavailable to compete, to give their country a spot in the men's 4x4.
Interesting. Well, let's switch gears to the 4x4 men. We mentioned Rai earlier, and Anna Roberts was very adamant that we move back to this topic. So we're back here. Rai ran a brilliant race. It was a battle between Tobago and Rai.
That was a great one. Needs some respect, because let me tell you, in that race, Botswana came to take that gold medal. The young boy, J.U. would tell me his name, Tobago, who ran the first leg, not Tobago, Endori. The young boy, that Endori, he came out and you could see them pump up to go for that gold medal. This boy stride rate, he put his heart and soul. He finished. The way when Tobago got that battle and the Botswana athlete who ran the third leg, he paced it supremely. He had the wherewithal to keep the first 200 because in a relay, you want to just blast out. You naturally want to just go. But he controlled it and he came back at the Americans, giving Tobago exactly what he needed. When that last leg came, I said this is Botswana race because Tobago is the smoothest, fittest, baddest athlete on the planet and he could go the 400. And Rai Benjamin, I must say, he showed character, he showed courage. He changed gears about 4 times.
Yeah.
He matched gas coming down and he held off Tobago. And I have to say, I must clap him. Rai Benjamin to hold off Tobago day. In that gold medal, Rai really showed class.
He used to run the flat 4 too.
Spectacular.
I think about less than 10 years ago, he was running the flat 4 when he was at Antigua. Remember, he's from Antigua and Barbuda.
Yes, and he has a personal best of just over 44, so I think it's 44.1, 44.2, so he has the foot speed.
Yes.
So if you have that type of foot speed, and that is why he makes the 400-meter hurdles look so easy compared to the other runners.
But Tobago, after 6 rounds, at individual, Tobago ran 43.03 on the split.
I was most impressive.
That was amazing.
Most
so he
impressive.
ran a faster split than Benjamin, but
most impressive.
Benjamin wouldn't let him pass. And then my point, Tobago was faster. He passed this Monday. But for Rai Benjamin, Tobago took his time. He came up the 200 gliding. He matched gas at 210. He came up right there where he's going to pass Rai. Rai felt him and went again. Tobago matched gas and come around the corner with 110. I say it's all over. This Tobago coming down. And Rai Benjamin, every time he feel the breeze of Tobago coming, he had another gear, even down to the last 6 meters. If they show that, you will see where Rai Benjamin didn't let a man pass.
Yeah, he expanded his stride so much to the point where it actually tripled his stride length.
Yeah.
And I thought that made the
Botswana
difference.
real run. Botswana. Well done, Botswana.
So what? He bowled one of his father's bumpers there and just put him back, check him on the back foot there.
So all jumping off all these barriers, they play great work in terms of your hip strength. So coming home, that is all the hip work that he was doing throughout months of training for the 400-meter hurdles just paying off.
Producer, show the last 100. Show the last 100.
When he really went down to the last 100, when he felt Tobago on his back, he really pushed on and really opened up the stride rate, Hugh.
Well, first of all, he had the advantage from being in front, so he could have stayed measured. Rai is a sub-20-second 200-meter guy, so he is no slouch. So if he is pretty conserved, it will seem as though he's reserved, but he went out pretty fast. But obviously, he was measured, knowing the type of capability Tobago had. Fast approaching coming behind him. So I believe he knew in his head he had to leave something for the last 100 meters.
Awareness.
The US put anybody else on the last leg, anybody else was on the last leg, it was a wrap.
Anybody else, that man, Tobago passed them.
Because we were saying, when he got the baton, we were saying, boy, based on how close they were, Tobago has him.
Yes.
And we said, boy, Benjamin needed to stretch him. But as you said, he had enough in the tank.
And then Tobago
intelligent run.
Tobago, to me, ran a really intelligent race.
You so on the medal, Tobago. That's a good way to end this segment, guys.
Listen, Tobago to relax.
I'll take that. That's a nice way to end the segment, guys.
Pretty experienced run by Tobago, to be honest. Many persons would have tried to pass him on the first bend and they would have given themselves too much distance to cover. So to really measure yourself and leave it for the last 100.
Just before you go, I will tell you, it's better that Jamaican team had qualified, because when you see the gold medal in 254 and my Trinidad and Tobago team run 306.73, it's best we had to stay home.
Interesting. We're gonna take a short break, folks, and come back with more great discussions right here on We Party Prime. Stay with us.
Where dreams come alive, nos sommes ensemble, notre âme survit. Glorious, we rise above, in the gates of unity, we find our love, Nous aimons.
Sponsorship of this broadcast brought to you by In a world where our dreams sometimes seem so far away, Digicel is the partner that brings us all together. Stay connected this summer at home or on the go with Digicel Plus Home Fiber or a Prime Broader plan. Enjoy premium access to the action anywhere you're there. One side, one Digicel. One Jamaica. Digicel. Better connected.
So you've been thinking of earning extra through trading, but someone told you it's so complicated. Well, not quite. Welcome to Sagicor's e-brokerage online trading platform, where you can take control of your investments, access advanced trading tools, research and strategies, expert advisory services, and international markets. Invest in companies such as Tesla, Microsoft, Amazon, and the list goes on. Sagicor's e-brokerage team of experts will guide you through it all. So call us or visit sagicor.com/ebrokerage and start trading today.
Be terrified by the line that went on forever, where one man is trapped in a never-ending car insurance payment line.
Wow, that sounds like a nightmare.
Right?
So why not skip the horror story and choose BCIC for all your car insurance needs?
You can go online and get a quote in less than 5 minutes. Or you can buy a policy in less than 10 minutes.
Plus payment options and so much more designed especially for you. BCIC, rethink insurance.
It's the Paris Games, darling. Everything needs to be perfect. Sneakers and spikes?
Check.
Her looks?
Check.
Okay, team. Seems like we pulled this off in record time. So, I just want to know, where's the water? Thanks, but I mean the cases of water. So she can stay hydrated for the games? Where's the water?
I didn't think she was taking water with her to Paris.
Hey, Jacko!
The water team send the cases ahead, so if you're good, then I'm officially ready for Paris.
Track and field, swimming, or any sport. Place your bets on the 2024 Olympics and more at betcagesports.com and enjoy the payouts. Now available on Barbados, St. Lucia, and Antigua Barbuda.
We a bucket together when everybody out. Fried chicken we a pre-bucket for the crew. Share a bucket together, everybody go live. Spicy original when we online. Bucket together to the new dance craze. Taste explosion bursting with flavor. When we a bucket together, it put you in a good mood. Every moment you share is finger licking good. Bucket together, come make we bucket together. Bucket together, bucket together.
Sponsorship of this broadcast brought to you by
The highly anticipated women's 100-meter hurdles delivered the entertainment that many expected. It was, however, not a celebratory outcome for our Caribbean athletes, as USA's world leader, Massey Russell, won gold in 12.33 seconds ahead of France's Serena Samba Maila in 12.34 seconds, and Puerto Rico's defending champion, Jasmine Camacho Quinn, third in 12.36 seconds in a blanket finish. Bahamian Devin Charlton finished 7th in 12.56 seconds, and Jamaica's Akira Nugent finished her hurdle and, well, did not hit the hurdle in a good time. She could not recover from hitting that hurdle and unfortunately did not finish the race. Jehu, the hurdle specialist, what went through your mind when you saw the athlete from Jamaica hit the hurdle a first time, then a second time, and then just simply walked off the track.
Yeah, we mentioned this yesterday too, Sachin. There is no room for error, especially in an Olympic final. The 100-meter hurdles woman does not give you enough luxury to make a mistake and have enough time to catch up in the end. You saw the blanket finish. It is one of the hardest races or one of the toughest races to call. These women, they're marginally slower, between 12.2 and 12.3 seconds, which is literally in some instances for the men, the chest, but it will be the breast for the woman. So Masai Russell, the world leader this year, obviously having gone through many difficult times. She did not finish at the World Championships last year. We saw her here, she hit the second hurdle, but she was able to recover. Being the world leader does something to you mentally, and it gave her that confidence within herself to keep her composure and make sure executing the last 5 barriers or so to make this her first Olympic title.
Yeah, I want to touch on the positives first. You mentioned the challenges that the winner went through and then overcome them to be the eventual winner in this race. France's Serena Samba Maila. We did not predict her to be in the top 3.
Well, she has been the creeper this year. She has been the creeper in one of the Diamond Leagues this year. She popped up and she ran 12.4, I believe. So she has been there just under the radar. Everyone will obviously focus on the Americans. They will focus on the Olympic champion, the defending Olympic champion from 2021, Jasmine Camacho Quinn, and also the Jamaicans, setting times that has already been faster than hers. So again, that is why it has been so hard to predict these women 100-meter hurdles.
Devine Charlton spoke to us after the race, spoke to Alex Jordan. Let's see what she had to say after her one.
Devine Charlton from the Bahamas with a run of 12.56, giving her a 6th place in this final. Talk us through the race, Devine.
Honestly, I think there was some movement at the start of the race that the starter didn't catch, and it threw me off. I thought it was going to get called back, and so didn't get the start that I needed. Was trying to play catch-a-ball race. I think I held my composure. I'm proud of the way I finished the race, but definitely not happy with it at all.
I saw that. I saw it was a late start for you. You did make a lot of ground and you finished well. I also saw you hugging up the gold medal winner, Masai Russell. That takes a lot of character, because I know you'll be feeling that it could have been you on another day.
Yeah, I mean, if it couldn't have been me, if it wasn't my day, I'm happy Masai got it. We trained together, we're good friends, basically family at this point, so I'm super proud of her to watch her progression, especially the way she started out this year. To come out and be Olympic champion is huge.
Well, I am super proud of you, because it was tears in Tokyo, but you've been flourishing in France. What have you learned in those 4 years?
Pretty much that I belong here, and that on any given day I could be one of the top people. Today wasn't that day, but still have a lot of season to go.
Congratulations, Devine Charlton.
Very gracious Devine Charlton there, and it shows from the athlete that, hey, no matter what the outcome is, I did not win on this occasion, but credit to the one who got the victory, who got the gold medal. The twitch that she spoke about, let's take a look at that, because this could have been the difference between her getting that medal or not. Well, I'm not too sure. Camacho, I'm not too sure what twitch she was speaking about. Let's take a look again. Let's keep our eyes on Camacho and see if that twitch really have. Oh wow, yeah, it is.
You see a twitch?
Yeah, there is one. Let's give a quick rewind again.
Let me see.
Look at it. Yep. And here we go. Very closely. Yep, there we go. There we go.
You see it, yeah?
There was a little twitch from the glutes and the hamstring area.
Correct.
She probably would have thought the race would have been called back in this instance.
Given a warning.
Devine Charlton is one of the most aggressive starters at this point in the race. She's the world indoor champion for a reason. It means her first 60 has to be at a very explosive rate. Yeah, so
she is correct.
She is correct. Yeah,
but her reaction time was 0.2 something. Which was
normally it's at least 1 point something.
I don't understand how a starter official with all that technology missed that, because you would see it, you would automatically get it. But for her, at first,
once she doesn't get that start, she's out.
You see, once pressure comes off of the blocks, that is where the difference would be made. So it has really nothing to do with the butt. So if the butt goes up there and she decides to do a little shake at the top here, it has nothing to do with how her feet is on the pedal.
So the athlete it's fine. It's fair to do that.
It is fine. There's no advantage there.
But I think it also threw off Camacho Quinn, because she probably thought they would call it back too, because she
her start
wasn't the greatest either.
Was terrible. But as we said, said yesterday, if you're a betting person, don't bet on this race, because once you have a lane, you could win. I thought France was going to get their first gold medal on the track day on the inside.
5 meters
but
away.
this Maasai girl, they have some people, when it named Big Race, she only win 2 races for the year. No? The US Trials, which is her country's biggest race, and this Olympic final. That's the only 2 races she win for the whole year.
The race that they're going to get paid for the most.
Yes. So like once it check big, she does reach, because this is the best timed finish. This finish was even better than Noah Lyle's 100-meter finish. This
she's in about 4th position.
At 4th with about 20 meters, right? And look at that lean. That lean is pure perfection. The French girl was leading for 95% of the race, and it looked like it was her medal.
5 meters to go.
But wow, what a lean, great timing, perfection.
Now we spoke on all the positives. We just saw a shot with the Jamaican athlete veering off the track there, Jehu, and also we mentioned the baton being dropped in the race previously, and now this one. That's 2 athletes in one race day having issues with dealing with track situations that pops up. Now, this to me tells me that the mentality and the mental work of the Jamaican athletes on the track certainly needs to be improved to be a bit stronger to deal with challenging situations that may arise, especially on the big circuit like a final.
I will not say so per se, obviously just for different reasons. The hurdles is a bit more different from the 4x4 relay or anything else. In this instance, they only have 3 strides to take in between each hurdle. So if you have a bad race whereby you hit either the first hurdle or you eventually lean back because of a bad positioning, then it requires you now to either take 4 steps or chip, which will throw you off of your rhythm, and it does not make sense at that point to continue. You'll just have to jog over, and we've seen it in, I believe, the men 110 hurdles heats where Freddie Crittenden did not get a good start. He said he felt something in his groin, and he just had to jog over the race. But we're not going to get any repechage for a final. So it was unfortunate that obviously the fastest Jamaican in the field, one of the better medal hopes, anything could have happened on the day, did not have the best or the cleanest race for herself.
Before we go to the break though, I just want to get your quick opinion on something. Are you a believer of finishing the race, whether it's last, dead last, or just pure nothing?
I would finish the race.
All right, there we go. My point has been made. We'll take a short break, folks, and come back with more on We Paddy Prime. Stay with us.
United, our spirits bright. Dans la ville de Paris, where dreams come alive. Nous sommes ensemble, notre âme survit. Glorious, we rise above. In the gates of unity, we find our love, Dieu. Nous nous aimons dans les unités.
Sponsorship of this broadcast brought to you by
You excited for date night tonight? I'm seeing you at 5, right?
Of course, babe. I'll see you at 5.
Paris Games, darling. Everything needs to be perfect. Sneakers and spikes?
Check.
Her looks?
Check.
Okay, team. Seems like we pulled this off in record time. So, I just want to know, where's the water? Thanks, but I mean the cases of water. So she can stay hydrated for the games? Where's the water?
I didn't think she was taking water with her to Paris.
Hey, Jacko!
The water team send the cases ahead, so if you're good, then I'm officially ready for Paris.
Life come with plenty tough decisions. But you know what not hard? Deciding which flavors to get on your amazing 4 pizza. Pepperoni, Hawaiian, chicken chunks, vegetarian. There's no pressure with Pizza Hut's amazing 4. You get 4 juicy flavors with 1 less choice to make. Pizza Hut, now that's delivering.
In the heart of Kingston's business mecca is a 17-story gem. The Jamaica Pegasus Hotel offers luxury to all our visitors for business or leisure. Relax in one of our many deluxe suites with mountain or pool views. Savor the array of culinary delights in our Blue Window restaurant. Enjoy complimentary breakfast or visit our 24/7 cafe. We boast 9 extensive conference facilities for your meetings and banquets. We look forward to welcoming you soon at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel.
Sponsorship of this broadcast brought to you by
Hey, welcome back to We Paddy Prime. Jamaica's Romain Beckford's history-making exploits in the men's high jump ended with the 2-time NCAA champion finishing in 10th position with a best clearance of 2.22 meters. Beckford failed to clear on all 3 attempts at a height of 2.27 meters. The event was won on a jump off by New Zealand's Hamish Kerr, who cleared an area record of 2.36 meters. USA's Shelby McEwen took home the silver medal, also clearing 2.36 meters. The defending champion, Mutaz Essa Barshim, had to settle for bronze, clearing 2.34 meters. The first time I've ever seen a jump-off taking place, and after the first round of the jump-off, Anna Roberts, the New Zealander went across to the USA's athlete and said, hey, let's just call it a day. Let's share the medal, let's share the prize monies, etc. And I saw a shake of the head saying, no, let's go at it again.
Correct. And he lost, and that's okay. That's what it's about. This nonsense from Tokyo, where Bashim asked if we could share the gold medal, and he and Tamberry share the gold medal. Abject total nonsense. We are the Olympics here to see who is the best. Jump until one man fail, one man win. So the American, I give him applause. Yes, he got the silver, but he knows the spirit of the Olympics, what it is about. We didn't come here just to share a medal to go and get endorsement and say, oh gosh, kumbaya. You want kumbaya, go by a river, light a candle and do something. But you come here to the Olympics, let we see who's the baddest jumper. So the New Zealander went in the jump off and won it. Congratulations to him.
No,
I respect the American.
No, you come to the Olympics to get medals first of all. Gold, silver, or bronze.
To
share. Everybody getting the gold.
They were equal.
Right, but I disagree with you.
All right.
The thing is with
jump till I win or you win.
You made your point. Let's hear Hughes.
With the jumps, whenever they, so for example, the defending champion, so once you already make a mistake, they go back to see who had the best next jump. So if they tied across the board,
you battle. You battle already.
You battle. I am taking the gold medal. It is not going to be celebrated in no different way. two of us, I go nobody go.
Hold on, I disagree with all you. Right?
Well,
you had
you
two
happy
men.
with your silver, that's
you
cool.
had two. No,
I take him a
You
goal.
take your silver. We take
Yes, I take that is not the point. I respect the American. He did not know what was going to happen. He said, listen, we are not going with this. We are come here to share that. We're going to jump off. This is to see who is the best in the world. Right now, it's down to you and me. It started off with 50. It's down to you and me. Let's jump.
Anil, hold on.
All right. You
Let's
hear Chris's side.
When you talk
Let's
about
hear Chris's side.
when you talk about Olympics, there's two sides to the Olympics. One of the nicest stories coming out of Tokyo 2020 was Bashim and Tamberi hugging up, sharing that medal. It was a great story made about it.
Yes.
It has been something that even leading up to the Olympics here,
inspiration.
It was shown again. It was
they
spoken
should have
about.
had that, my brother Chris, in ballroom dancing. You know what was the best story?
Olympism is a big
Anil, you made your point. Let's hear Chris.
Olympism is a big part of the Olympics. It's what the Olympics is about, and that represented a part of the Olympics. Now, having done, it's the same way a man collapses on a track or whatever, going around, and another man gives up his opportunity for a medal to help that athlete to cross the line. He gave up a medal, yes, but that story is something that will be retold for years to come. So I agree with you that in that, yes, there's two sides to the coin. However, you can't blame two men for saying, look, we did battle, and we are equal.
Fantastic. Here the
Both
problem
of us deserve it.
You now create a new concept of Olympism, and your analogy about a man who's injured helping another man does not arise in this. That's the worst analogy ever. Your Olympism, Olympic spirit is what you talked about when someone is injured, or Cameron in the 400 in 1984 when he pulled his muscle and the British fella helped him walk. That's brilliant. When we come here to see who is the best, we come to see who is the best. That's the Olympic spirit. That's what we come to see.
But they came and battled, and both of them were
you see
equal.
How you interrupted me?
Yes,
and one
both
of the
were
best,
equal.
Let him on the TikTok. Leave him let him talk.
Following your story, one of the greatest stories from the 2000 Olympics
2020.
was from... Pause, you see, I don't even listen. One of the greatest stories from the 2000 Olympics was a young black boy from Equatorial Guinea going to the pool to swim
Musambani.
and drowning in 1:52, and the world said, look, because they were always trying to say that we black people shouldn't be in no pool. We muscle dense, we too thick, we bone too dense, we a sink, which was all rubbish. The only reason they didn't have black people swimming is because we couldn't get access to swimming.
Racism now have nothing to do with that. Racism is a totally different argument. Don't bring racism into this. Racism has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
All right. Okay,
so
here's what.
You just said, hold on, you just said, like you didn't understand.
That is from a racist context.
But you did not understand.
Bring the quarter order.
You said, wait, Sachin, he's interrupting me. You said it was a great
you got
story.
on a total tangent.
No, it's not a tangent. You said it's about story. Olympics is about story.
I said Olympism.
Olympism is about story, that way. That story was nonsense, just like Tamberi and Bashir. Sharing a medal was nonsense.
Thank you very much. Now,
end of story.
Now, the high jump that we were speaking about before we started to discuss about Eric the Eel and so on, and Musambani and everyone else. You know what? Let's hear an interview from one of the athletes.
Yes.
Romaine Beckford out to Portland, Jamaica. 22-year-old Jamaican from Portland, Jamaica, Romaine Beckford, in the final of the high jump here at the Olympics. How was your experience?
I mean, the experience was great. The result wasn't what I wanted, but I give God thanks nevertheless. The season is long. My body is real tired. I just wanted to come out here and enjoy my first Olympics.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you about that because you sort of fouled out a little while ago, but you stayed down to watch the whole thing. Tell us how you enjoyed that.
The thing is, I never seen people, especially guys that I've been watching ever since I was in high school doing high jump, you know? And especially being it's going to be Bashim's last Olympic Games, I just really wanted to sit and just enjoy the moment.
Wonderful. You took it all in. And interesting, we saw in Tokyo, they shared the gold medal, but a jump off here today. Your thoughts on that?
I think it was they was gonna share it at one point, but they changed the rule about money. Nobody want to share money.
was trying to get to the bottom of it. Is that what it is?
Yeah. So everybody really want to work for that money, and then they want to get that goal. But at the end of the day, it's just a better jumper on the day.
And what does Romain Beckford take away from these Paris 2024 games?
What I take away is just the moment. I really just want to live through the moment. I don't want to feel disappointed in myself. I want to feel like I came out here and I give it my all. Knowing that I'm coming from a long season, I give God thanks to put me to this journey and being this far. There's a lot of people in the world and I'm in the top 12 in the finals, so give God grace.
10th best jumper in the world. I mean, a lot of people would take that. What about LA 2028?
I'm looking forward to that, and it's going to be a revenge. But I want to say something. Thank you to everybody that really support me. Thank you to everybody that keep on believing in me. And thank you to Jamaica always. I want to big up my mom and big up God always. Thank you.
Call your mom's name.
Keisha. Big up down at Dover, big up Portland, big up Buff Bay, big up Buff Bay. Kevin Brown, biggest man.
Wonderful, well done.
Thank you so much.
Always nice to hear the athlete give his thanks and praises to his country peoples. Yes, gentlemen, now let's put this debate and this argument to rest. Now, I understand that hey, sharing a medal is fine, J-Hugh. That's all in the athletes' belief. Whatever they want to do, that's up to them. But clearly, from what Beckford said, the prize money, I thought, may have been the difference between making that decision to share the medal or move on with the jump off. Now, in cricket, we have the super over to decide the winner. In football, we have the penalty shootout. So similar to that situation, we have the jump off in this one. So correct. I want to agree with Anil.
But why you saying it so like you're frightened?
However,
you're frightened.
No.
Or the France and Argentina could have just shared the World Cup.
Let me hear Sachin.
You all had your points to make. Let me make my point.
Let me hear your point.
You know, I really agree with the jump-off situation. Let's go down to the end of it. Let's battle. Let's see who really stands tall among all the differences here. And clearly, the high jumper Hamish Kerr from New Zealand jumping at 236 with an area record of 234 previous to that, defeated Shelby McEwen of the USA, also jumping 236. Well, we have to take a break, gentlemen, and come back with more discussions.
Before you break, everybody wants to say something now.
All I want to tell Chris, if you want story, watch Netflix or go and buy a book.
All right, well, we're going to take a break, guys, and come back with more. The stories that we're telling here on We Party Prime is better than all of those Anil mentioned. So stay with us. We continue after this.
To compete with passion and courage, our hearts beat. De chaque nation, nous venons pour rivaliser. Avec passion et courage, nos cœurs sont élevés. In the arena, we give our all. With grace and honor, we stand tall. Dans l'arène, nous donnons tout.
Sponsorship of this broadcast brought to you by
In a world where our dreams sometimes seem so far away, Digicel is the partner that brings us all together. One side, one goal. One Digicel. One Jamaica.
Absolutely incredible performance.
Be terrified by the line that went on forever, where one man is trapped in a never-ending car insurance payment line.
Wow, that sounds like a nightmare.
Right?
So why not skip the horror story and choose BCIC for all your car insurance needs?
You can go online and get a quote in less than 5 minutes. Or you can buy a policy in less than 10 minutes.
Plus payment options and so much more designed especially for you. BCIC, rethink insurance.
Sponsorship of this broadcast brought to you by
Welcome back to We Paddy Prime. We continue to look at the finals that took place today. The men's 800, the women's 1500 meters, and the men's 5000 meters. This race on your screen, the men's 800 meters. Emmanuel Wanyoni from Kenya, 1:41.19 and a personal best time. Coming in second spot, Marco Arup of Canada and 1:41.20 and an area record. And Jamil Sejati of Algeria in 1:41.50. A very close race. Again, neck and neck, head to head, and this one in particular, chest to chest, and the chest won in the end there, the chest of Emmanuel from Kenya. Anna Roberts, wow, brilliant race again, and more records keep tumbling.
Let me tell you something, Emmanuel, these fellas went around in 50.42 and they come back in 51. That Emmanuel went early. He went hard. When I'm watching it, I said, oh my goodness, I know you're a Kenyan, but that is too much pace. You're going to pay for it. And Arup was around just long and relaxed. This is at the start here, going out, right? And then they come around after 450.42. And Arup is so tall. Beautiful, relaxed style. He was going and the Kenyan was working. Now, just like if you're in cycling in a road race, the man who in the front is breaking the wind there, making it a little bit more difficult for the man in front. The fellas behind are using that less energy, about 6%, 7% less energy to go the same speed. Here's the Kenyan pushing the pace. Now we would look at Arup down in the back. He's about 7th there, relaxing. The American couldn't decide whether to go, if to go, or how to go. France was going with the crowd. But look at the fast split going through there, 50.28, faster than I thought. I thought it was 50.42, 50.28. And then the Kenyan starts to match it. There's a long way to go, you know. If J.U. was doing 400 hurdles, he only take about the 4th hurdle day. And these men are going to go all the way around this track. Arup is now coming. He's in 4th. Look at the Kenyan putting in all-out sprint already with 240 to go still. And that man is, at that point, I said, Lord, they're going to have to send the ambulance for the Kenyan. But look, he kicked down again. He opening up a gap. But here comes Arup. Right here, you think, this is Canada's gold medal. Arup is calm and cool. But this is guts. This is fighting for your country here. This is a warrior. Look at this. Arup has it basically here, and the Kenyan says, no, boy. And he fights. He don't even can't remember that last 12 meters because his brain and all would have shut down. He was on automatic pilot to get to that line, and I must say like that, well done, brother. The whole of Kenya should celebrate that man, boy. That man had guts.
Chris, brilliant race.
Brilliant. Wanyomi, he's a champion. He's been there before. Never easy to beat a champion. Never count out a champion. So even though he came under pressure, that fortitude, that mindset of not being beaten, of being there, being the champion, wanting to remain the champion, wanting to win, but to stay at the top is even harder. And to show that kind of level of commitment and so on. Well, no surprise from the Kenyans. They have shown over their history that they have that kind of mental fortitude, that resilience about them.
For sure.
And brilliant race. But yeah, credit to the Canadian as well. I thought he ran an excellent race. Looked very languid in the early stages, as Anil said. You know, it almost looked like he wasn't making any effort, but those long strides, that height that he has. And I thought coming in, as agreed in that last 110, that he had the kick to win the gold, but hey, brilliant race, exciting.
The only time I see races being run like this is on the Diamond League circuit where you have rabbits or pace racers And to me, it reminds me so much of 2012 when David Rudisha surprisingly went out, set the pace, world record pace. He eventually went on to run just over 140 in the 800 meters. So to see I'm sure he's sitting and he's happy to see his countryman, now the second fastest ever in history, bringing the title back home to Kenya.
Well, we have to jump to the next race that took place today. Another final, the women's 1500 meter, with Kenya again on top of things in their race. Faith Kipyegon getting in 3:51.29. And then second spot, Jessica Hull of Australian 3:52.56. The Kenyan, by the way, creating an Olympic record. And in third spot, Georgia Bell and 3:52.61 of Great Britain, a national record, Jehu. Brilliant race again. And once more, records tumble today like dominoes.
Records continue to tumble. This has kind of been a domino effect for Faith Kipyegon. In 2023, she broke 3 world records in the space of 3 weeks, 1500, 5000, and the mile. So this year coming in, she's broken the world record in the 1500, the first woman to really go below 350 over that distance. The greatest, she's being considered the greatest at this point in time. There are only 2 persons in the world that were ever able to defend a 1500-meter title, and now she's a 3-time Olympic gold medalist, and that in itself is a record. So Faith Kipyegon, hey, hats off.
Kipyegon, not only, and on top of that, she knew what she had to do. When you see Kipyegon set a pace, that Laura Muir of Great Britain, England, Wales, Scotland, when you see that she cannot stay with that pace, even though she came up, even though coming 5th, she broke the national record. That pace, Kipyegon knew she was in 5,000 meter shape, and she did not, she took the kick out of all them sprinters. She set a pace there that if all you go with me, all you will look for movement, will look for energy, and will find nothing. That was a race, that was just the coronation of the queen. That was fantastic. It really is, as J. Hughes said, she may go down as the greatest ever. Look at what she did to the field. Decimate them. She on the ground celebrating, you know, but them on the ground looking for oxygen.
And she missed out on the gold medal in the earlier event in the 5,000, got in the silver, and in fact was disqualified and then reinstated based on her thing with Shagai. But great to see her still come back and produce this kind of performance. As I said, one of the greatest we've seen, and to win 3 consecutive titles, history making, and it just shows, you know, the level of this athlete. I mean, as I said, to break the world record is one thing, but to come back and break it again and again and again, I mean, not many athletes have that capability.
Yeah, she's in
any sport.
Yeah, she has the world record, and now she follows it up with an Olympic record.
Yeah. Well, the men's 5,000 meter, the next one that we're going to take a look at quickly, Jacob Ingebrigtsen of Norway, 13:13.66 in a season's best.
He saved
Yet another record.
Yeah, save his career there. Because let me tell you something, if he lost this one, choke artist would be stamped all over his chest. He came out, he defended all the old talk, and he won the gold medal with a brilliant run.
Fourth, he came in the 15, right?
Yes,
yeah.
He got beaten badly, but that shows class. Because to take that licking, to take that, go to sleep with all that pain, with all that pressure, after talking so much, he didn't come out and fake COVID. He didn't come out and lie down and want wheelchair. He came out and took gold.
I won easy.
Yeah, well, he let his feet do the talking here, unlike the 1500, where he's been setting area records. He's the second fastest man ever in history. He know that he's lost it to the British guys over the last 2 campaigns. So for him, there's a bit more pressure to me, and it's like really getting the nerves from the first round out. So he's way more comfortable here in the 5,000 meters compared to the 1500.
Yeah, Ronald Kwemo of Kenya coming second in 13:15.04, and Grant Fish of the USA 13:15.13. Kenya again, Chris, in the top 3 in the world.
Yeah, no surprise. In fact, we were looking at the earlier events and thinking to ourselves, wow, how are we not seeing as many Kenyans in these events? The Ethiopians not necessarily as dominant, but as the Olympics has gone on, we've seen them come to the fore more and more. So there's no surprise. These are events that they have dominated. What is unusual is to see so many, as I said, British athletes getting in the top 3, Americans getting in the top 3 as well, and challenging these African athletes. So yeah, it's getting a lot more competitive. Norway, as I say, Ingebrigtsen coming around and taking the sport to a new level, the champion. So it's noticeable to see other countries popping up, challenging the Kenyans, the Moroccans, the Ethiopians, and so on. And yeah, but this race was one side, I must say. The battle was for second and below. I think Ingebrigtsen had it in his command all along and won with authority.
The world is closer than we think now, more so than ever, obviously, with the advancement in technology. And we can see that by the mere fact that Jamaica and the Caribbean in itself is chipping off slowly from the Europeans in the medal contending events and the field events.
Yeah,
javelin,
very good point,
discus, shot put.
Yeah, the field event certainly standing tall from a Caribbean perspective. Let's take a look at the medal tables in athletics. And I think the USA will maintain their top spot at the end of the athletics regime. Yeah, I'm sure about that. USA 14 gold, 34 in total. Kenya, second position. There we go. 4 gold and 10 in total for them. The Canadians have jumped to the third spot. There are 3 gold medals and 5 in total count for them. Spain, 4th on the table, 2 and 4 in total. Norway finishing off the top 5 there with 2 gold medals and 3 in total. Chris, nice to see the Kenyans now in second spot in athletics.
Yeah, no surprise, as I said, the longer distances, they
pile on the gold.
Yeah, they would put up their hand and be counted. And so, yeah, good to see them up there. The United States, as I say, in dominant position. It was the other table that we were going to look at that I was thinking about.
That's the look at page 2 there in the rankings for the athletics. Of course, Botswana coming up there in the mix of things with their gold. 2 in total. St. Lucia still in the top 20 with their gold and their silver from Alfred. And Grenada finishing off the table there in 36th position with 2 bronze medals there as well. Dominica there as well in 22nd spot, 1 gold medal in the mix of things. So that's a look at the athletics medal count at the close of the athletics program for today. And here we go. The overall, China has overtaken the USA. They've now gone to 39 gold medals and 90 in total, with the USA now in second spot with 38 gold, but still holding the overall medal count. The winner of that overall medal count so far, 122 for them. Australia, third spot with 18 gold. Japan, fourth with 18. And France, the host nation, fifth position with 16 gold medals, finishing off the top 10. Italy there in position number 10 with 11 gold medals, 39 in total.
Did that table take into consideration the basketball? The basketball must have just finished about 4 minutes ago.
So that table is real time. It did take that into consideration, real time.
Donald Trump is going to say that is Kamala Harris' fault. That China is beating USA.
Well, that's an interesting medal table there, folks, but the USA is still showing their dominance on the track and continue to be a force to be reckoned with, J. Hugh.
Yeah, we've seen this for many years. USA is the most successful teams over all the Olympics history that we have, but a lot has to go into winning 1 Olympic medal. You're not going to see grant funding making us Olympic champions. It has to be nationwide supported. It has to be government supported. And in many instances, the ones you're seeing at the top of the podium, they have national programs that are implemented for all of their sports.
They also have the biggest contingent. You're talking about 597 athletes from the United States. I think if you combine all of the Caribbean, they wouldn't add up to 100 with all the Caribbeans.
Well, gentlemen, thank you all very much for being here with us on the show. Thank you for being part of the show as well. We thoroughly appreciated your company. Remember, the final day of the Olympics tomorrow on Sunday. We're going to be back with our final show. Yeah, our final show will be here tomorrow as we close off the Paris 2024 Olympic Games. From all of us here at We Paddy Prime, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.
United, our spirits bright. Dans la ville de Paris, where dreams come alive. Nous sommes ensemble, notre âme survit. Glorious, we rise above. In the gates of unity, we find our love, glorieux. Nous nous aimons dans les jeux d'unité. Nous trouvons notre éclat. let your hearts beat.
Sponsorship of this broadcast brought to you by
It's the Paris Games, darling. Everything needs to be perfect. Sneakers and spikes?
Check.
Her looks?
Check.
Okay, team. Seems like we pulled this off in record time. So, I just want to know, where's the water? Thanks, but I mean the cases of water. So she can stay hydrated for the games? Where's the water?
I didn't think she was taking water with her to Paris.
Hey, Jacko! The water team send the cases ahead, so if you're good, then I'm officially ready for Paris.